Hello, it's Miss Colene and welcome to my teacher closet. Have you been wanting to go on a trip lately? We're kind of stuck in our homes. I know I had to cancel a trip that I was going to go on with my son, and I was so sad. But I want to keep myself safe. I want to keep other people safe. So I thought today that we would go on a trip in our mind. And, stories always can take us somewhere else. Well, today our story is called Finders Keepers, a Bus Trip to India. And it's by Robert Arnett and illustrated by Smita Turakhia. And I know I didn't pronounce that right, and I'm so sorry. This book is a Mom's Choice Award winner, and the pictures in it are just beautiful and so colorful. Look at that. So we're going to go on a trip to India today, and I wanted to show you where India is. Here's my map. And usually, the globe is round. The earth that we live in is round. This one happens to be flat. So over here is the United States of America, this red country. And India is way over here. It's this yellow country. And it's pretty big. Not as big as the United States, as you can see. Uh-oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Anyway, so India is quite a ways away. And so that's where our story takes place. It's hard to look out the window and see the sights of the Indian countryside when every time your bus goes over a bump, it bounces so high off your... I'm going to start over. Oh, Miss Colleen. It is hard to look out the window and see the sights of the Indian countryside when every time your bus goes over a bump, you bounce so high off your seat, you almost hit your head on the roof. But there I was, bouncing along my way to Mount Abu, a small town on a mountain in the state of Rajasthan. Some adventurous men and boys who could not get seats inside the bus rode on top with the luggage. All right, so here's Rajasthan. There's a picture of India, and you see where Rajasthan is. That would be like a picture of the United States, and Kansas is in the middle. And then look at this beautiful picture. There's the brave men and boys riding on top of the bus. The bus was packed with people and their belongings. Most of the women were dressed in brightly colored saris. Many of the men were wearing traditional clothes and had colorful turbans on their head. They had full mustaches on that curled at each end. The rainbow colors of their clothing gave the inside of the bus a festive look. Though most passengers did not know each other, some people shared food. The children were happy and contented to be entertained by total strangers, even by me. We quickly became like a big family traveling together. How beautiful to look upon everyone you meet as part of your family and being as dear to you as a brother, sister, or parent. That is pretty cool. As our bus continued along the winding mountain road, I could see an old fort on top of a steep hill. Its tall, massive walls must have made it difficult to conquer. Throughout history, the people of Rajasthan have been admired for their bravery, sense of honor, loyalty, and love of freedom. Even when invading armies much larger than theirs attacked the cities of Rajasthan, the townspeople would seldom surrender and often would fight to the last man. The women of Rajasthan were equally brave. The stories of their heroic deeds are often painted on walls of homes and palaces. We stopped for lunch at a roadside rest stop. I got off the bus. I saw several people pointing up at a tree. I was amazed to see large bats hanging down from the tree limbs, roosting during the day. The harmless fruit bats, called flying foxes, looked like special effects from a movie. At a nearby food stall, a man was boiling milk mixed with sugar in a large cauldron over an open fire. I bought a glass of hot milk that he topped with some cream skimmed from the surface of the steamed liquid. To cool it for me, a boy skillfully poured it from one glass to another. The next morning in Mount Abu, I took a bus tour. We went to some of the most famous temples of the Jain region that is known for their intricate marble carvings. On the way, I saw some Jain nuns and monks walking down the road. In one hand, they were carrying their food containers in a white cotton cloth. With their other hand, they were sweeping the ground ahead of them so that they would not hurt any insects or even seeds by accidentally stepping on them. Their mouths were covered with a small cloth to avoid even swallowing the tiniest insect floating in the air. Jains are very gentle people and respect and protect all forms of life. We also went to a Hindu temple that had a statue of a Hindu deity, Shiva, in a symbolic dancing pose. To Hindus, Shiva represents God's power that brings all things into creation and takes everything back to its origin when its stay in the world is complete. Though Hinduism believes in only one God, it gives him many names and forms. The statues serve as symbols. They help people better understand God's numerous functions in the world. The last stop on our tour was at the temple built on the highest peak in Rajasthan. It offered a terrific view of the surrounding countryside. While going up the path that led to the temple, I stopped to buy some postcards. There he is. As I walked away, I felt someone tapping my elbow. A young boy with dark hair was standing behind me. To my surprise, in his outstretched hand was my wallet. I must have dropped it when I bought the postcards. I offered the boy a reward for returning my wallet, but he would not accept it. I even tried to put some money into his hands, but he put them behind his back. Again, I made an attempt to reward him for his honesty, but he refused. I could not understand why the boy would not take the money. A man passing by stopped to watch us. He could speak English, so I asked him to help me. This boy found my wallet and returned it to me. Please explain to him that I want to reward him for his honesty. The man began talking to the boy in their language. After a few minutes, the boy did most of the talking. I was beginning to wonder if either of them understood me. Then the man turned to me and said, "This boy does not understand why you should give him any money for returning to you what is yours. The idea of accepting a reward for doing the right thing makes no sense to him. Finders keepers? No way." Have you ever said that phrase? Finders keepers, losers weepers. This boy didn't believe in that. That night, I thought of the boy's honesty again. It would have taken him many years to earn the amount of money in the wallet, yet he was not tempted to keep it. To do what is right in any situation is one of the most important principles of Indian culture, and is one way to explain their concept of dharma. It means do what you ought to do, not what you want to do. The young boy never considered keeping the wallet for himself when he knew that it belonged to someone else. He returned it because it was the right thing to do, and not because he hoped to get a reward. To him, his reward was knowing that he had done what was right. And that is the best reward of all. So here's a picture. This way, that way, the Dharma way. Just doing what is right. Now it is time for me to say Namaste. Namaste is how Indians greet each other instead of saying hello and goodbye. While uttering Namaste, they place their fingers and palms of both hands together in front of their chest and bow their heads slightly. It is also called Pranam and is a gesture of humility and respect. In the ancient Sanskrit language, to punam, or to say namaste, means my soul bows to your soul. Namaste expresses the belief that God is present deep within each person, that skin color, race, or religion does not alter the soul image of God within each of us. See those two? So they put their hands together like this with their thumbs together. Namaste. Life is a journey. Let your inner voice be your guide. Treat all who cross your path with love and kindness. Gallantly reach for the stars. Namaste. That is a great book. Not only did it teach us about India and what happens in India and what India kind of looked like, but it also gave us a great lesson about doing the right thing just because it's the right thing. All right. I hope you had fun coming to India with me and going to India with me. If you would like to travel somewhere with me, have your mom or dad send me an email and I will make sure that we travel to that place together. All right, you know I say it every time we meet. Every day is a new adventure. So, namaste, my friends.